get. Butterflies in the skies, they just fly on by, yeah, they're making me sick. They don't flutter about. I do without. All they do is kick.
CJ on the I did not expect that music to be skipping so damn much, man. That's crazy. I definitely have to address that, man. What's going on? We back, we back. And now that I take it out of the app, it's working great. But what's going on, man? It's your boy Mikey. Can we keep it real podcast, man? How are we doing, man? We're waiting for Coach Pennington to step up in the building, man, after his game with St. Ray's today. But we're waiting for Coach Penn right now as we speak. He should be in the house pretty soon. Some scores today. You want to hear some scores? Well, we'll get to some scores in just a minute. I'm going to have Coach Pennington up in here 1 second. He's actually in the building now. Let me get him up in here. Let me shut this music off. Bring Coach Pennington in, and everybody. Today's show is dedicated to the life of Leroy Mattertall, who was a Department of Correctional worker for a few years. Passed away. Went to Pilgrim High School. Coach Blake, what a great guy. Went out of his way to have stickers made with Leroy's number, his initials. So to the family of Leroy Mattertall, we're definitely sorry for your loss. But we're gonna bring Coach Pennington in 1 second. Here he is. What's up, Coach?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, Mike? What's going on?
All right, how you doing? Long weekend for you. Long day.
Yeah, it is. It's always a long. It seems like a long day when you're playing St. Ray's. But
yes,
yeah.
St. Ray's is the real deal, man. Some coaches say, no matter all the X's and O's you play for, they have talent.
They do everywhere, and it's tough. It's a good football team. What can you do? It is what it is. I never begrudge another man, or another team that just has a good football team.
Yeah, definitely. Did you see any positives in that game? I mean, I know by the score, it don't really look that way, but sometimes you see positive in a defeat.
Yeah, actually, I did see some things. I saw some kids that, I thought gave a great effort out there. And, we had some early injuries, so we had to play some other kids who came in and actually stepped in and played a little bit. So, actually down the road, this might prove to be, as we look back on it, not a bad thing that happened to us.
And you knew when you took over the program, and you said the first week, you're going to experience some losses, and it's not going to happen overnight. Exactly. Did you explain that to the kids?
Yeah, and I explained to the coaching staff too that I've been here before. There were times when we were building the North Smithfield program where we had a team that in some games were very competitive, and then when they played the upper echelon of the division, kind of fell apart. And I find that's where we're at here in West Warwick. But the good thing is that eventually we'll get to that place where we're competing with everybody. And it'll be a good day for us.
A lot of people, think that you're going to have a success in West Warwick. I talked to Coach Dunbar a little bit. He's been keeping an eye on you guys, knowing you're going to play him in a couple weeks, but he likes what you're doing over there in West Warwick.
Yeah, I mean, today was a setback. Obviously, I wish that we had competed a little bit better in that game. I think having the early injuries really hurt us. Being able to stay in that game. But we're in a better place. We're definitely in a better place than they were. And I look forward to the next several games that we have. Because I think we're going to be able to be in those games and be competitive in those football games and see what happens.
Well,
one thing's for sure, Mikey, is we're not running from anybody.
No, you're not. None of your guys are not running from anybody. But I think not that you go into any game expecting to take a loss, and I mentioned to Coach Dunbar, a couple plays go a different ways during his game. You might have a different outcome. And he said not a different outcome, but maybe a different score totally. You're playing a team that is just by far very, very good out there.
Yeah, they're the cream of the crop right now in our division, and that happens. I mean, I know what that feels like when other teams come and have to play. I was there, we were the cream of the crop in North Smithfield, and teams had to play us and face us each week, and that's where they are. And it happens, and it goes up and down. The scale moves all the time, So this year it's them. In a couple of years it could be us, it could be somebody else, in a couple more years after that. So. You know, we just have to keep playing the game.
How was the officiating for your game today? Because all across the board, people have been very upset the last couple of days with the way that the officiating has been going.
Well, I think overall the officiating hasn't been the greatest. I saw him last night through the Situate Davies game, and I said hi to him. But I think the officiating hasn't been the greatest. I mean, but like I said to my coaches, you can complain about a call here, a call there, but basically, we got our butt spanked, and you can't blame that on the officials.
No, no, not that. No, definitely not at all. There was some exciting games I watched on Fans Only Sports. The Central game, SK, that went down kind of right at the end. You're going for the extra for the field goal, and the snap gets muffed, and you don't expect that, with 1 second to go on the clock. And
yeah, that's a tough one. Hey, but that's football, right? That's football.
Coach Washington said, I didn't take the loss as bad as I thought it was. Central hasn't lost in quite some time.
Right. Well, it's football. I mean, it's going to happen on any given day. Things can happen. So that's why you go out and you play the game. That's why you don't try to run from games because, hey, who knows? It could be your day to surprise everybody and shock the world. We've seen that in and out, college football, high school football, all over the place,
Well, I said, when you started the season that you get up to this game, if you can, finish this half healthy, the second half of your schedule is a little easier. But the top half of your schedule was a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we played the 3 toughest teams in our conference right away, and for a team that's trying to rebuild and come and, and be focused, that's a tough one to kind of come through with. But hey, to be honest with you, I mean, we came out of it 1-2. We probably should have been 2-1 in that 3-game stretch. But, I'm not feeling bad in where we are. I mean, I think we're in a good place. I think we're growing and we're getting better week to week, and, we still got a lot of football to play, and I'm excited to get out there and play it.
Yeah, you should have had the extra win with the Tolman game. You definitely, when I went back and watched the game on your West Warwick High School YouTube channel, I was like, West Warwick was the better team on the field that day, but the scoreboard didn't reflect that.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately that happens too, right? When you outplay a team and they end up winning. I mean, I've been in games like that as well. And kudos to Tolman, and for winning that game and hanging in there. But we got a lot of football to play. We got at least 4 more games at the very least, and hopefully we can squeeze another 1 or 2 in, and we'll see what happens.
Respect, and I say it all the time to Coach Jeff. He gets off the bus over there with Pilgrim, 20 kids. At least he did the honorable thing, is get on that bus and go play the game. He didn't duck, he didn't hide. He knew he was outmatched. And I had him and Blake on together, and respect they have for one another. So definitely shout out to Coach Piva.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I talked to him after the game because he was actually at our game, and he was like, yeah, you got some guys that out there that play hard, that are getting after it. We were just talking about the ins and outs of the game, and, but he's my friend, you know what I mean? He's more than, a colleague. He's a friend of mine, and, that's what we do. We kind of bounce things back and forth with each other. And yeah, he had a tough one too, playing Pilgrim the other day with a few guys, and he missed some guys on his team. But, hey, coaches know they just have to coach, and you're going to have games that are up, games that are down. You're going to have seasons that are up, seasons that are down. You just have to stay in there, hang in there, and look for the long haul, and continue to coach and make kids better. Not just better football players, but better people,
Well, Coach Penn, is there a cookout tomorrow? Usually on Sunday, you're posting some kind of food that makes me hungry, and I'm eating Dunkin' Donuts bacon over here, processed bacon.
I'm actually gonna do gourmet hot dogs, and I'm gonna actually YouTube it. I'm gonna put it on my show. Gourmet hot dogs, on my flat top. So
nice.
So stand by for that.
Yes, we're definitely gonna have to do a live stream doing that. I'm definitely gonna watch that, and maybe then we'll do a review of your YouTube page. But Coach Penn, I'll talk to you next week. Any last words for the people out there?
Just hey, we're here and we're gonna stay. And hey, if you come into West Warwick or if you're gonna see us, you're gonna at least get a hard-nosed game where you're gonna have some tough kids coming at you to hit you and play hard against you. So that's all we want, and that's what we expect to happen. Hey, and I want to get together with you and talk about, some business things on the other side of this at some point
Yeah,
too.
definitely, Coach Pennington. I'll definitely reach out to you.
All
God
right.
bless everything what you're doing, and I want to say a special thank you to the missus, for loaning you to us,
Thank you.
because
Yes.
she don't really get as much time with you anymore with your busy schedule. So shout out to
Yeah.
the
True.
missus, because without stand up women like her, we don't have great men like yourself.
That's true. That's true. She would appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, Coach Pennington. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good
All right.
one.
We'll see you. God bless. Bye.
Well, Coach Pennington, doing his thing over there. If you haven't checked out Coach Pennington's grilling specialties, his website, his YouTube channel, the guy does do some excellent grilling. But let's check out some of the games today, man. We had some games the last couple of days. The scores that I do have, I guess we can check them out. But definitely share this. If you want to come on and talk, I definitely can send you a link. But give me 1 minute. I'm going to play a quick video, and we will be right back. Actually, I'll come back on the. You know what? I'll do the scores now. Hold on. We're definitely putting out a lot of content. Is this it? Is these the scores? Yeah, North Providence ended up beating PCD 7-0. So North Providence gets a win, which puts North Providence up there to really have a chance to sneak in at a playoff spot. I'm not sure the final score of the Narragansett Johnson game, but I know from the beginning of that game, it was a battle. There was some touchdowns being scored. Narragansett ends up coming out. Narragansett and Pilgrim definitely have to meet with the head-to-head battle. I mean, I think that's the Super Bowl in Division III, I think, has to come down between them two programs. And I know Johnston's going to be right there as well, but how can you not like what Pilgrim and Narragansett are both doing? Hang on 1 second. I'm going to put the StreamYard link out there for anybody that wants to. You know what? Let's do that the next segment as soon as I come back. But yeah, Coach Pennington, and I definitely have to thank the people. Listen, if you want your logo right here, add your logo here. Let me know. I could put your logo up there, and you could support what we do, pushing youth football over to the next level. I noticed when I was close to the screen, I definitely need to shave. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get that popping. Shout out to Coldwell Bankers Coastal Homes, man. Call Mark right today, a presidential award winner. If you're looking to buy a house, give Mark a call, 401-787-5203. And you already know, 401 Strength and Fitness, Emerson Kilgore on the 400 block of Warwick Avenue, man. I got a text last night, Bishop Hendricken. He said Catholic Memorial is catching a body in Warwick, Rhode Island. A lot of people were gloating that Bishop Hendricken was getting their butts handed to them. I checked in at the UMass score a little while ago. I think UMass was down by 1. I want to say it was 12-13, 13-14, something similar to that. But let me get these scores up here real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see. How do I do this? Here we go. But thank you to everybody, man, that's really been helping me out. Thank you to the parent that dropped off a $100 donation. Shout out to you. I really appreciate everything that you all do. Shout out to Coldwell Bankers, Coastal Homes for doing their part. And where are these scores? Hold on. And shout out to all the coaches that come on. Shout out to Gary Goodhart, shout out to Cliff Fulton, Jimmy Cook came on, Coach Derek D'Souza, especially Wes Pennington, Blake Simpson, Jeff Piver. Shout out to them guys that come on religiously every week. But we'll be back, and we'll definitely check out some scores on the other side, man. But salute to all. Salute to everybody out there, man, doing your thing.
Can We Keep It Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network.
Thing you want to change?
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell that. Everybody's like, football's a team game. Okay, it's not a team game. Okay, I did my part. All right, I put in a great game plan. I mean, these players, they're horrible. My players are no good. I mean, everybody's like, no excuses. No, you know what? I got 22 excuses. 11 on my offense and 11 on my defense. Our offensive coordinator is terrible. He gets half of his plays off of Madden rookie mode. I mean, the guy is no good. In our offensive line, it's like Obama's immigration policy. Let everybody through. Do we have a chance next week? No, we don't. We're 0-8. We're not good at football. I got 3 white receivers. Our red zone defense is like Oprah. Like, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. Our quarterback, look at the playbook. We put in plays for Peyton Manning. He plays like Cooper Manning. I mean, the guy's just not good at football. No credit to the other team, okay? The other team is awful. We tried to recruit bigger, better players to come play for us, but they went to good schools. I put in the game plan. These kids can't execute. Third down, terrible. I know we need better players. I get it. We can't win with the product we got in the field here. Like, I'm down to Rick Pitino some guys if I need to, but not at this level. I'm not going to jail for these kids. I mean, they're all talking in the locker room like, we're a
He said, I'm down to Rick Pitino some guys, but not at this level. I would put little comical videos in there. But shout out to West Pennington, man, him for coming on. Shout out to the coaches that be sticking by me. Coach Piva, you know, he said it yesterday going against Pilgrim. We was outmatched, but you know what? Salute to that man for getting on that bus. Because you know what? A lot of coaches are not doing that. A lot of coaches are not getting on that bus and coming to play with 20 kids. So salute to North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles, and all them kids that got on that bus. And to me, you won as soon as you got on that bus, guys. Going against a team like Pilgrim was a battle. I mean, you heard, if you listened to the podcast yesterday, Coach Piva said it. We were outmatched. There was no, you know, and he was, but you know what? Salute to Coach Piva for getting on that bus. For getting on that bus and telling the kids that we're going to go out there and we're going to play 4 quarters of football. And right away, to me, you guys are winners. So thank you, everybody. You know, I appreciate everybody that appreciates me. And I'm going to leave you with this quick little message from, he played football in Rhode Island. Now he's known. He just won an award as the most inspirational high school football coach in America because of his videos. He's from Rhode Island, went to Barrington High School. Now he coaches over in San Diego. Here's a small clip of Coach Kurt Hines.
I just had a young man come in and quit, and I couldn't be happier. I truly could not be happier. This young man was struggling all season with making it to practice, with committing, never looked happy. Some stuff going on. But I couldn't be happier because he came in, things washed, shook my hand. I said, sit down for a minute. And he started to explain, his family's always been a football family. They've always loved it. My father and my brother. And I stopped him. I said, do you love it? And he looked at me and he just breathed this deepest sigh of relief and said, no. I said, I'm proud of you. And I just saw his whole countenance change. He just smiled from ear to ear. He said, you're doing the right thing. Football is not for everyone. Couldn't be happier. Coaches, support your players if they want to be great. And if they want to be great in something other than football, support them just the same. Take what's worth, stay strong.
Nervous with butterflies in your stomach, don't try to intimidate me. You couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work, he ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only captain who's sailing this championship. I gotta hold that